We're going to get the draft started here. Ooh, Dignitas ends up getting first pick for span unless they're lying to me with the highlights again. Last time we had a game where they lied to me about the highlights. They were highlighting the other team, and then they didn't. That team did not have first pick for span. You're welcome, Powder Boy Tofu. Alright. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to MVP Black versus Dignitas, Game 1 on Infernal Shrines. This is the first game of the group stage of the round robin for the Gold Club World Championships. And we will have Dignitas banning at ETC. We've actually seen a huge number of ETC bans going on lately. Regardless of if you're the first pick or the second pick team, I believe ETC has been banned in every single draft that we've watched so far in this tournament. I don't think we've seen a single ETC game. And that gives you an idea of the priority that is being put on ETC lately and just how strong he is after his rework. We are going to see Malfurion banned out as the response by MVP Black. They really don't want to deal with the strength of Malfurion right now. Particularly, MVP Black really likes hard engages, so I always feel like they don't want to deal with stuff like Gust or Twilight Dream. They don't want to deal with things that can mess up their engages and prevent them from getting the kills that they've called out. Here, you know what? I'm going to turn off their sound for a little bit. You guys let me know how you feel about that. Dignitas is going to pick up the Kerrigan pick. It's actually very surprising to me because MVP Black is the team that popularized Kerrigan on Infernal Shrines. When they picked it in spring, it was a huge surprise, and ever since then, Kerrigan has just become part of the Infernal Shrines meta. MVP Black is going to pick up Tastar here, which I'm like 90% sure that second pick is going to be Vala. We have seen Tassadar Vala so far dominate this tournament. Whatever team has gotten is going to win. Oh my god, they actually went Illidan. That is Tassadar Illidan. Misfits popularized Lili as a hard counter to Illidan. It's something they really believe in, and as part of Dignitas as an EU team is aware of that strategy. They played against it in scrims. They played against it, I think, in at least one tournament where they did end up going Illidan, even though they were sort of bullied into going Illidan. They didn't actually want to pick it up. I think we're going to see Lili, guys. I think we're going to see double support, and one of the supports is going to be Lili. We are going to see Vala Johanna picked up for Dignitas. The Vala makes sense because they need to take it away from MVP Black, and they don't want to use their ban on it. They pick up their Johanna so that they can tank lock MVP Black. They will use their ban on a tank this way to constrict that a little bit more. Tychus is going to be the ban for MVP Black. I would find it very exceptional to have Tychus and Vala on the same team. I don't think that was very likely. But it kind of makes me wonder what MVP Black is going for, that they think Tychus is a necessary ban. And Sylvanas is going to be the ban from Dignitas. Sylvanas, of course, a popular hero for Kyocha. Kyocha has certain heroes that he just really excels at, and Sylvanas is on that short list. Would not be surprised to see MVP Black lock in Murden here. I think that is kind of the expected. I'm actually a little bit surprised by the Sylvanas ban. I would have expected to see the Murden ban, but I guess they're just not afraid of him. MVP Black spending a lot of time thinking about their pickup here. It is going to be the Tyrael. More support for the Illidan. This seems like a very Illidan-focused comp right now. Illidan is currently the hero, essentially. And Falstad. Gonna lock in that global. I'm almost wondering if we're going to see auto-attack Falstad. Because last time we had Tassadar Falstad on the same team, we did see auto-attack Falstad. And it is going to be that Lili pickup, as expected. Man, it feels real good to call a pick like that. Like, from the immediate Illidan pick. I'm like, yep, we're going to see Lili. Sleeper OP, Bruiser Lili. I know somewhere Halorn is grinning right now. And Brightwing. It is going to be the polymorph on Illidan, potentially the Emerald Wind for the counter initiation as well, and the Peel force Illidan off of his team. And Rhaegar is going to be the pickup for MVP Black. I'm going to say this right now. MVP Black got everything they wanted. They got the double support for Illidan. They got the Rhaegar, which is the best support for Illidan in a real sense because of the burst healing. They have the Gust. They have the Sanctification. They have the Tassadar. But Illidan, an Illidan that is blinded literally half the time is not a very good Illidan, even when it's a Korean Illidan. So I'm actually a little bit concerned for MVP Black here. I don't think they're respecting the fact that Lili is exceptionally strong against Illidan as a secondary support. I will turn the game sounds back on, guys. Even if it is only one ear for the actual game. But I don't see any reason to have just like the music in one ear. It's weird. That is the in-game mount that you get for going to the event, or if you're on the Chinese server. You can scan that QR code. I believe it's limited to 20 redemptions per time it shows up. It's a badass mount. Unfortunately, we can't get it. It's going to come down. I mean, this is really going to come down to execution. If they can consistently stagger their blinds when Illidan desperately needs the healing from his auto attacks and the resets, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. If Rich can dodge everything, because I imagine it will be Rich on Illidan, he's going to do a lot of work. But you got to remember that I believe Lili actually has a 100% win rate as a secondary support against Illidan in competitive play. If you go look at Lili's match history, she has actually never lost as a secondary support against an Illidan in competitive play. I believe that's true. It's only happened in 5 or 6 games that it's been secondary support Lili versus an Illidan, but she's literally never lost. So when I say Lili counters Illidan as a secondary support, I'm really talking about like at the competitive level, it's 100% win rate in that scenario. I guess the question is whether or not MVP Black can break that streak. Because this is Rich's Illidan, and I do not think there is a better Illidan player in the world. I really don't. I honestly believe that Rich is the best Illidan player in the world. How does best of 2 work for the group stage? So for those of you just tuning in, this is a round robin. Each team will play every other team in a best of 2. Both games will be played, and they're not playing to win, they're playing for points. So each win is a point. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss. I believe that's right. And I'm not sure you can tie in Heroes of the Storm. I think I've actually had a tie once, but I think they fixed that so it doesn't work, so it doesn't happen anymore. Oh no, it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. Tie the set. And then the top teams with the most points will go into the upper bracket, the winner's bracket, for the bracket play starting next week. And the bottom 4 teams will go straight into the loser's bracket, which means there'll be 1 loss away from elimination, and the upper bracket will be 2 losses away from elimination. This is an awesome format. I encourage you guys to check out as many of the games as you can. There will be 56 games played over the next 3 days. 56. 10 of them will be played tonight on this stream, and 10 of them will be played on the other English stream, which is also going on right now. It looks so bored. So it'll be it will be Kyocha on Tassadar, Merryday on Rhaegar, Rich on Illidan, Sign on Tyrael, and Saki on that Falstad. On Dig side, we'll have Athero on Johanna, Bakery on Brightwing, Mene on Vala, Snitch on Lily, and JPL on Kerrigan. Yeah, it is a best of 2 round robin, and then that is based on points, and then bracket play. I don't know if the brackets are going to be best of 3 or best of 5 to start out. Although, given the amazingness that NetEase is providing us with, I would not be surprised if they were best of 5s. That game is loading very slowly, so we tab back out. For those of you who have never watched a live Chinese production before, occasionally, and by occasionally I mean at least 2 or 3 times a night, there is quite a bit of lag. Domkopf, I'm casting from a clean feed. So I'm not an obs on the match. But NetEase provided me with a clean feed, and I'm watching the clean feed and just rebroadcasting it with commentary. Unfortunately, there's some issues with the clean feed. For instance, you'll notice when I turn the sound back on that it's currently in mono, so people are only hearing the clean feed sound in their left ear. We've decided to call it a dirty feed for the rest of the night. I see Bakery talking, which makes me wonder if the game is going and they're just not showing it on stream. Now we're going back to the bored-looking commentators. Oh, one of them smiling this time. There are no other English streams that are covering this match. I'm the only English stream covering Stage 1, and the official English stream is covering Stage 2. Can I remix it so I can hear stereo? If anyone knows an easy way for me to remix it so that I can rebroadcast it in stereo, feel free to pipe up. I looked at the OBS settings and couldn't figure out a way to do it. And I'm not going to experiment with it mid-cast, so... I apologize for the delay, guys. I don't know why there's a delay. I assume it's lag, because it's almost always lag. Have I used Live Streamer so I can watch a stream in a video player? I have not used Live Streamer. Let me Google that real quick. At a minimum, if I can't fix it tonight, guys, I will look into a way to solve it for tomorrow and the next day in case it continues to be this way. This wasn't a problem last week or the week before, so I didn't think I needed to find a solution. Any other EU or NA teams in this? Yes, Astral Authority is also in this and we'll be playing. Astral Authority and Dignitas are the only two West teams in the tournament. The other three Chinese, there's 3 Chinese teams and 3 Korean teams for the other top 8. So Dignitas is EU's only hope, and Astral Authority is NA's only hope. We're going to see how well they manage to do. Don't group Astral Authority. I'm just saying they're both from the West, guys. In terms of esports, the European, continent and North American continent are considered the West. Game 1, the draft was finished, and then they were loading into the game, and there was lag. And now we are currently staring at the commentators, waiting for the lag to resolve. The map was Infernal Shrines. MVP Black drafted a Illidan-centric composition, and Dignitas countered with double support Lili. That is the game you'll be watching any moment now. I apologize for not being more entertaining during the breaks, everyone. I am trying a little bit to preserve my voice, just because I will be doing this solo cast for the next 4 to 5 hours, and I'll be doing it tomorrow night and the night after as well. I just want to make sure that my voice holds up for the entire duration. Give a shout out to some followers in the meanwhile, though. Warrior BR, Jinta Jin, Sessa Karaiv, Warchug, Kenley163, Lermington, Black Scorp, Best Corp, Heisey, Mikey Kane, Lekasite, Ivan Yaj, Fidizarai, Elamati, Mieko, and Colin Tubalin. Thank you guys for the follows. Or girls. Thank you all. Thank you everyone for the follows. And thank you everyone who's here, just hanging out with me. I appreciate it quite a bit. Do I still have a bow tie on even though we don't have a cam? Perry, you'll never know. This is Heroes of the Storm Dream device. Can't you see Heroes of the Storm? It's the upper left-hand corner. It's right there. You can't possibly miss it. I'm going to start reciting poetry in a minute. just to kill the time. If anyone has any requests for poems they would like to hear, you can feel free to shoot those at me in chat, so long as they are of a reasonable length. I guess we'll hear some Walt Whitman. I think it's funny that more people know who Walt Whitman is now because of Breaking Bad. Good opportunity to press my improv skills. My poetry improv skills are not good. I'm already well aware of that. My poetry is okay, but I gotta spend a lot of time working on it for it to be, like, good. Oh, Halorn wrote a poem. You guys want to hear a Halorn original? No, they're not waiting, Gorn. They're just lagging. There's something wrong with. There was something wrong with the game load. So we are LAGF on this stream. Here's a short one for you. This was so someone requested Walt Whitman. For those of you who are doing a stream, I do a follower. I do recite a famous poem every 50 followers. I actually like reciting poetry. I think it's fun. So just keep you guys entertained in the interim while this is going on. We are going to just start reciting some random poems. Are you the new person drawn toward me by Walt Whitman? Are you the new person drawn toward me? To begin with, take warning. I am surely far different from what you suppose. Do you suppose you will find in me your ideal? Do you think it so easy to have me become your lover? Do you think the friendship of me would be unalloyed satisfaction? Do you think I am trusty and faithful? Do you see no further than this facade, this smooth and tolerant manner of me? Do you suppose yourself advancing on real ground toward a real heroic man? Have you no thought, O dreamer, that it may all be Maya, illusion? Do I do audiobooks? I've not. If anyone needs to hire me to read an audiobook, I would totally do that. That sounds fun, actually. I have been told by multiple people that I should put myself out there for doing audiobooks. There's actually a website that you can sign up for to do voice work. I started an account but haven't put up any clips on it yet. I think we should do that. Dignitas versus MVP Black is going on right now for those of you who are joining us. The game is just lagged out or there's some sort of other issue going on. Do I get them girls with those skills? No comment. Maybe some more Walt Whitman, guys. Not a huge fan of all of Whitman's poems, but that's true of every poet. I'm not a huge fan of every poet by even the poets I like quite a bit. Or every poem by the poet, even the poets I like quite a bit. But on the other hand, I do love quite a bit of poems. On the Beach at Night Alone by Walt Whitman. On the beach at night alone, as the old mother sways her to and fro, singing her husky song. As I watch the bright stars shining, I think a thought of the clef of the universe and of the future. A vast similitude interlocks all spheres grown, ungrown, small, large, suns, moons, planets, all distances of place, however wide, all distances of time, all inanimate forms, all souls, all living bodies, though they be ever so different or in different worlds. All gaseous, watery, vegetable, mineral processes, the fishes, the brutes, all nations, colors, barbarisms, civilizations, languages. All identities that have existed or may exist on this globe or any globe. All lives... Oh! I'll finish that for you guys later. We are going to get into the game here. Finally. And it looks like we missed quite a bit of the beginning. And we're just going to see a common Illidan sort of thing. Mene is going to get picked off here in the top. He gets away. That is so incredibly close. So we're going to see a pretty standard tactic here from MB Black. They're abusing the fact that Illidan can tank tower shots and push in, especially with the Tassadar, to just constantly put pressure directly onto buildings. And as soon as the wall goes down and Dignitas is forced to send more people up here to respond to it, we can see Rich is going to just continue to go really, really deep for this. We are going to see him using the walls to get out of there. Got chunked to half off the back of that poly. This is one of the reasons that Brightwing is such a good counter. But MB Black not going for the PvP style of play. They're actually going purely for the PvE. They're just pushing in these towers, getting that getting that XP advantage, excuse me, and using that. And we are going to see Rhaegar soloing the bottom lane. And Falstead doing mid, which does give them the flexibility of going in, where is necessary if the enemy team does rotate. And they're actually giving up the first Punisher. Dignitas does finally secure that. And we're going to see them push in aggressively with this one. We're going to see Kerrigan here, but we do see Tassadar with his Dimensional Shift does jump the Punisher. No possibility of the Kerrigan follow up through the wall, which we normally call fishing. No Kerrigan fishing. Msaki's going to fly down with Falstead to help with defense. And we see Illidan, again, in the top lane. Illidan's going to get that fort. And this is one of the things I love about this map in particular. You can often, if you have the right composition, intentionally give up the first Punisher and end up ahead, because certain heroes just make it so incredibly difficult. We are going to see Brightwing was trying to respond to the top, is forced to Z in to save the team. Enemy Black manages to damage that defense, doesn't lose anyone at all, and Illidan is going to be very close to getting that top fort. He actually may well get it down. Getting a fort off of sacrificing the first Punisher is incredibly strong for MB Black. They really do want that level 10. They really want to make sure Illidan has Metamorphosis. I doubt we're going to see any sort of split pushing strategy from Illidan. We are 100% in my mind going to see the Metamorphosis just for the safety. They do finally manage to pick off Illidan. That was a 3-man rotation. Rhaegar in the bot lane. We're going to see Lily rotate down and make sure that soak does not get missed. We're actually going to see a 3-man rotation here from MB Black trying to catch Snitch. But Snitch is not going to get dismounted. He's going to play safe. They are going to get the bottom siege off the back of it just because everyone is in the top lane. Siege already pushing in the mid lane. They burn that down. Athra not able to get on the point in time to contest. That is going to be a free siege camp for MB Black. And here we go. You're going to see Rich, as he rises, go straight to the Bruiser camp. He's going to get that so that the pressure for the next one will be on. MB Black, I think, really wants to get 10 before the next Punisher, and they're being very careful to use their globals to soak every lane. They're grabbing as many camps as well, just for that experience boost. It also does give them lane pressure, which is something that's always a consideration, because Dignitas does have slightly better wave clear, which does get pressured by the fact that MB Black can take camps more efficiently. So there's a dynamic there where MB Black is still trying to keep up as much lane pressure as possible. We're going to see Athro trying back for full mana. It does get interrupted. Nice Psionic Storm by Kyocha, delaying his back. He opts to tap instead. No, actually, he's just not even going to back. He's at half mana. That's good enough for him. And we are going to see 10 picked up here for MB Black, 100%. There's no way they don't get 10 in these circumstances. And Dignitas realizes they're losing the race to 10. They opt to back off. They're not going to even try for the Punisher. They're just going to try and push in, get the well, get as much structure damage as they can off the back of it. We are going to see Sign, Kyocha, and Meriday all defending. While Illidan Souls, Brightwing is handling top. Does have that Bruiser Camp cleared out, which means the offensive Bruiser Camp from Dignitas is going to continue to push. Sign, going in aggressive here. They do have 10. Does back up. Gust, Force Wall, Ancestral Healing, Metamorphosis, and Sanctification are the pickups from Black as expected. No big surprises there. We actually are seeing the Electric Charge at level 1 for Rhaegar. That does increase the radius of Lightning Shield. It's a talent we saw a lot right after Thero, is that how you pronounce it? Sorry, guys. Never cast Dignitas before. I'm very excited. We're going to see a beautiful Gust into Sank, actually denying a lot of damage here. And the Illidan dodge. Rich, as soon as that Sank goes down and gets focused, he does instantly Metamorphosis out of it, and that is going to be a lot of damage. JPL is 100% going to go down here. No possibility he gets out. Whew. Bakery does manage to evade with the Blink Heal, gets out of there, but that's fort number 2 going down for Dignitas. And Maybe Black has all of their forts alive. They're in really good shape. We're talking about that Rhaegar build. This is the build we used to see a lot, right? Before Rhaegar was nerfed, after his rework. But that's going to be Electric Charge at level 1, increasing the radius. I imagine we're going to see Rising Storm picked up at 16. This is still a pretty good talent build with only some heroes. Chen, Illidan, and Johanna are the top of that list, so we're going to see a lot of Lightning Shields going on to that Illidan as he tries to stick on a target. It increases his kill potential considerably. Normally, Illidan does a lot of sustained damage, but has a hard time bursting people out. But with that talent, he will do a lot more damage. And with all the blinds, that's a huge consideration that the target he's on takes as much damage as possible because they're trying to isolate a target and get them down. We're going to see Bakery with the Blink. You can see the evasion there. Strafe is going to come down. Rich is forced to back up. Beautiful cleanse off the Blessed Shield. And both teams get away. Neither one giving up a kill. We're actually seeing the full Serpent build out of Lily. I'm a little bit surprised by that. I would have expected to see either the increased duration or the increased amount of blinds. Beautiful invade here from Dignitas, but they actually do not get the camp. Enemy Black still manages to pick it up, and that Sank completely turns that fight around. The Gust into the corner. That is going to be a quad kill, at least with the Force Wall as well, and they might even get the entire team. No, Bakery is the only one to get away. Maybe? Rich? Nope, Bakery dives to the wave. Rich is so aggressive here. He wants the ace. He's not going to get it. He is going to clear the wave. He actually needs to stand here and clear the wave. Just for the healing. And we're going to have a full back from MB Black, and then they're going to presumably go to the top lane. Fall set already in mid with that soak. And that fight was unreal. Yeah, Dignitas was a little bit too grouped up for literally 4 seconds. And being a little bit too grouped up for 4 seconds was all it took for MB Black to just put him in a corner and take him to Pound Town. That was ridiculously painful to watch. At this point, Dignitas really does not want to fight. You can see they're angling around. We do see Rich on the point. He is going to be able to get all of that eventually. Tassar is pushing out the top lane as well. This means the Punisher and the Wave are going to both be pushing directly onto the keep. He's going to start to rotate down now that Dignitas has gone in on this. We are going to see the cleanse onto Sign. He ends up being fine. JPL gusted away as Maelstrom pops. That is going to deny a lot of the value there. Meriday, however, going to get caught. They do get the catch on Meriday. Invulnerable Sanctification does not come down in time. They're actually going to get the kill on Sign as well. No! Eldruins over the Force Wall. Beautiful disengage from Sign. And that is going to be the Punisher. Dignitas, however, did manage to get a kill and bottom fort. That is critical for them. It did catch them up in experience. They are now 15-13. And we're down a talent here when that started, and now they are not. That's a really good situation for them to be in. I'm wondering what we're going to see MB Black do. It looks like they're opting not to push with the Punisher. We are going to see them rotate down. They are going to make sure that bottom fort gets finished off. So the next Punisher, whether it's mid or bottom, is guaranteed to also be pushing directly onto a keep wall. And they will manage to get 16 off of that as well. If they're 16, Dignitas is not going to want to fight. That means MVP can run the map however they want to. Critical, good decision making here from MB Black. They really just want to maintain their lead. They're not interested in necessarily opening up a win condition right now because death timers are still so short. They just want to make sure they're as far ahead in experience as possible. Which means we're going to enter a period of brief passivity here. Dignitas doesn't want to fight, and Enemy Black only wants to fight if Dignitas gets overextended. And we are going to see as soon as Athero is too far away from his walls, that is going to be Force Wall, and we're going to see a Holy Ground as a follow-up. Yep. Keeping Johanna outside of her walls. This is brutal watch. Gusting away, but the blink back in. Iron Skin is available. What? It looks like the Observer just crashed. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back. The Observer did crash, so we are out of the game. I don't know if we're going to be able to get back in the game. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That is not the correct bracket, by the way. That is the HGC bracket. I cast HGC earlier this week. Thank you, Snizzy Snoots. I apologize for that crash, guys. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. I am casting from a clean feed or dirty feed that is being provided from China. I believe observers can reconnect. We are going to get back into the game. Thank God. And I think Enemy Black is actually just going to be able to secure this keep. Tyrael does end up going down, however. Nice isolation there from Dignitas getting that kill. He does not have sync available, but they ended up killing the keep off the back of that. Which means middle is now open. This entire time they've also had top pushing with a bruiser camp, which that wall has already taken some damage from an unchecked Punisher. So Dignitas is very much on the back foot here. They secured that Tyrael kill, which is something they really desperately needed. But all of their lanes are going to be pushed in. And the next Punisher actually going to spawn mid, which means it will be pushing uncontested onto core. If Enemy Black wins this Punisher, they should be able to end the game here. We're going to see Dignitas rotate up to the top bruiser camp. Grab that, get that top lane pushed out. That is going to threaten the fort from Enemy Black, but honestly, it's just a fort. It's not that big a deal. Dignitas' primary consideration here is they really want to get 16 before they go for a full team fight. They do manage to pick that up very easily, and this is going to be the real test of Dignitas. This is the first time they've really had an even talent tier fight, 5v5, for quite a while. And if they can win this, they're going to be in good shape. We're going to see JPL immediately start to bully that shrine. You can see him leaping over there with clean kill. Hand-siding impact is doing so much damage, but the fight actually comes in here, and we are going to see Strafe go down. Illidan dodging a lot of damage here. Ancestral comes down onto Sign. They're actually splitting the fight with Gust, trying to go after the backline. Bakery with the blink out. Snitch, however, is still fairly low. The Force Wall isolating everyone. Sanctification comes down. Rich just dives off that instantaneously, and Dignitas actually retreating towards MVP Black's side of the map. That's not what you want to do. Bakery's 100% going to go down here as well. That is 2 for none. They might be able to get the kill on the Saki. They do manage to get the pick there, but Snitch is going to go down for it. That ends up being a 3 for 1, and Athero is not going to get out of here. We do see Tassadar using his movement speed boost from 16 there to catch up. That puts the Force Wall down. That allows Rich to get the dive off. He's completely out of mana. There's nothing he can do here except die. And Enemy Black not going to try and end. They are just going to pick up the Punisher and continue to push in the top lane. And it's going to be the Punisher in 19 to 16. 3 catapults already pushed all the way to core by MVP Black. I don't see how Dignitas pulls out the win in these circumstances. This is going to be incredibly difficult for them to even approach having a chance. We do see Kyoshi take a lot of damage there, but he's a level 16 Tassadar with all of his cooldowns available. That doesn't even matter. They're going to see the Punisher jump onto Snitch. Snitch is going to immediately go down. He was a little bit too far forward, did not have any of those anti-CC abilities. They're also going to get the pick onto Bakery, and that is going to be 3 for none. Punisher on core. Enemy Black is just going to close out the game. I think if you added them up, the lag actually took longer. The lag in the game breaks actually took longer than the game.